Western Washington University in Bellingham is known throughout the region and the nation for its outdoor sculpture collection. But fine art of the indoor variety has its own first-rate facility on campus, the Western Gallery. Good evening and welcome to Red's Classic Theater. Throughout our program tonight, we'll take you on a tour of the gallery and show you what's on tap for the future. Our movie this week is the 1961 classic West Side Story, a modern-day retelling of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, set in the mean streets of New York City. The picture ranks as one of the most popular ever made and was a top moneymaker for United Artists. Made at a cost of $7 million, the movie pulled in nearly 3 times that much at the box office. And it was an international hit as well, playing in theaters in Paris for 5 solid years. And now, here's Act 1 of West Side Story with Natalie Wood and Richard Beamer. We're visiting the Western Gallery on the campus of Western Washington University this week on Red's Classic Theater. The Western Gallery is an all-university fine arts facility focusing on critical issues of regional, national, and international importance in contemporary art. Currently, the gallery is exhibiting Touchlines, conceived by Canadian artist Harold Spence Sales and presented through the cooperation of Western Washington University and Simon Fraser University. Using a combination of drawings and photographs, Touchlines explores the landscapes at border crossings along the common border between the U.S. and Canada. While many Canadians view the border as a sun belt and Americans perceive their northern edge as a frost belt, the true landscape of the border can be thought of as a common land that knows no boundaries, and the highways that pass through as touchlines of common visual experience. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This fall, the Western Gallery will play host to a special exhibit from the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. African-American artists 1880 to 1987 will focus on the changing traditions and influences in black art from the period of Reconstruction to modern times. If you'd like more information on the Western Gallery and its exhibits, you can call 676-3963. That's 676-3963. And now, back to West Side Story. Tonight's edition of Red's Classic Theater features the 1961 production West Side Story. For Natalie Wood, the role of Maria posed 2 major problems, singing and dancing. As an actress, Natalie Wood's skills in both areas were weak, so the producers hired studio vocalist Marnie Nixon to dub in the singing parts. And choreographer Jerome Robbins created easy dance steps for Wood and disguised them with artful camera work. Many of the film sequences were shot in rundown tenement areas of West Manhattan on street gang turf. No problems were encountered with the gangs, but younger kids were throwing rocks and insults at the crew. And West Side Story was rewarded for its innovative approach to musical drama by winning 10 Academy Awards. Among its Oscars were statuettes for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Supporting Players. The electrifying musical score by Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim was also chosen as Best of the Year. And now let's return to West Side Story, featuring Russ Tamblyn and George Chakiris. Here at the Western Gallery on the campus of Western Washington University in Bellingham, time to look at our mailbag. Recent requests include Yvonne Walters from Surrey, who wrote in to see Mutiny on the Bounty starring Marlon Brando and Trevor Howard. And Edith Lenny from Victoria, she'd like to see Destry Rides Again, starring Jimmy Stewart and Marlena Dietrich. And if you have a movie favorite or a location suggestion, write to Red Robinson, KVUS TV in Vancouver. We'd love to hear from you. That's Red Robinson, KVUS TV in Vancouver. Join us next Sunday night on Red's Classic Theater for a tale of the Arabian Nights as Sabu stars in the 1940 version of Thief of Baghdad, an Oscar winner for its beautiful Technicolor photography. And in 2 weeks, a classic actor in a great role. Paul Newman stars in the courtroom drama, The Verdict. Right now, let's get back to New York City and more of West Side Story. We hope you're enjoying Natalie Wood's performance in West Side Story on Red's Classic Theater. As a child actor, Natalie Wood received good notices for her appearances in several motion pictures, including the Christmas classic Miracle on 34th Street. As she matured, she made a smooth transition to teenage roles. A good example is her appearance in the 1956 Western The Searchers with John Wayne. Eventually, Natalie Wood became one of the screen's most beautiful and popular leading ladies. She won Oscar nominations for her roles in Rebel Without a Cause, opposite James Dean, Splendor in the Grass, and Love with the Proper Stranger. But her range of emotional expressions left the critics unmoved. As a matter of fact, the Harvard Lampoon created the annual Natalie Wood Award for Worst Performance by an Actress. She married actor Robert Wagner in 1957, divorced him in 1963, and remarried him in 1972. Sadly, Natalie Wood died after falling overboard from her husband's boat during an excursion in 1981. And now, back to West Side Story. From the Western Gallery, it's time for our movie trivia quiz. Actor John Astin made his motion picture debut in tonight's movie, playing the role of Glad Hand, the social worker. But he's best remembered, of course, as a comedic television actor. Can you name the 2 television series in which John Astin starred? We'll be back with the answer in just a moment. And here's the answer to our trivia question. In the 1960s, actor John Astin starred in a television series about a poor, hapless carpenter. It was called I'm Dickens, He's Fenster. His partner was Marty Ingalls. Astin had better luck with his next series, The Addams Family. It ran from 1964 through 1966. And of course, a popular movie version of that series was released last summer. But John Astin was not in the cast. And now, let's get back to West Side Story. Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Red's Classic Theater. I hope you enjoyed West Side Story starring Natalie Wood and George Chakiris. And join us next Sunday for our 150th show in the series, and it's The Thief of Baghdad starring Sabu in beautiful Technicolor. In the meantime, if there's a motion picture suggestion or an idea for a location, write to Red Robinson, KVUS TV in Vancouver. We'd like to thank Sarah Clark here at the Western Gallery for hosting our show this week. And if you want information on the forthcoming exhibits here at the Western Gallery, call 676-3963. That's 676-3963. And join us next Sunday night on Red's Classic Theater for Thief of Baghdad with Sabu. From the campus of Western Washington University and the Western Gallery, thank you for being with us, and good night, everybody.